questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on even deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch along, still the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South stay flying, keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Welcome. This is the Transfer Deadline Day stream where we will take you from now all the way until the deadline hits. And news just in, 46 seconds ago. Guess what, boys? Sambi Lokonga is a Crystal Palace player. Look at the Congo line. It's moving. Look at him. He's smiling.
Come on and do the Congo. Sorry.
That's a symbol right there. Anyway, moving on. Oh, man. Boys, I'm so happy. We go into this transfer window. Absolutely nothing happened. Not even a solid rumour. We're praying for a midfielder and a right back. And guess what? We get two midfielders. I'm still a bit salty about the right back because we literally only had one link. And that was to Bowie. And I don't think that was ever going to happen because he's too expensive right now. Oh, but having two guys in here now, probably got a bit too many midfielders now, if anything. But let's go around. Nate, how you doing?
Has Palace Twitter melted down yet, or are they okay? Because I've avoided it like the plague today because I just knew the meltdown was on its way. But what do you know? We actually do have money to spend. We must have found it down the back of the couch. I'm delighted. 2 signings in. It could be a lot worse. But we've got an actual box-to-box midfielder. People, the days of Jeffrey Schlupp terrorizing our midfield, hopefully, are coming to an end.
Nicky?
Nate just said it all for me. The days of Jeffrey Schlupp, the reign of terror is over. It wouldn't be Palace if we didn't leave it to the last day, or in this case, the last bloody hour, would it? But yeah, thank God we've got players. We've got squad depth, guys. Oh my God. What is this?
And finally, Rich.
Yeah, I got to redeem myself of that Simbin still. But no, in all fairness, listen, we all asked for a centre midfielder, and just one centre midfielder, by the way. And obviously a right back. We've got 2 centre midfielders in. Still hoping for the right back, but there's been some weird links about a centre forward as well. One may be going, one may be coming in as well. So it could be a very interesting hour for us.
There's apparently a mystery signing on the way, apparently. So we have to kind of wait and see.
Because Michael Bridge, who's always got a soft spot for Palace, has said there's another one on the way.
He has, yeah.
So, in my opinion, I still think it's going to be one of the kids, probably Dylan Reed or the other Irish guy we just activated the release clause for. But it'll probably be one of those 2 guys. However, this mystery striker, aka Mikel Antonio, because I don't think it'll be anyone else that could be done within an hour, that could be a little bit interesting.
He scored tonight as well.
Yeah, but before we talk about mystery signings.
I hate to break it to you, but this mystery striker is Adi Akinbaye. Just to let your hopes crush just early years. It's either Adi Akinbaye or oh gosh, there's so many bad strikers over the years. Yeah, we'll go
Shefty Coochie.
We'll get back to way back again.
No, Stern John. That's the best one to use.
I saw someone on Twitter. I know it's all laughing and joking. So I said, "Let's get Bamford." I was thinking, no.
Okay, whoever said that, banned from the channel immediately.
I think it was Drizzy. So it's just.
Oh well, in that case, I can let it go.
But let's not start theory crafting about who's coming in or who might be this mystery guy. Let's talk about someone that's just signed. And who better to talk about Sambi Lokonga than Mr. Apple Mac himself?
Big up all you guys, man. Big up my Palace man, then Rich, Nate, Nicky, and JC himself.
How's it going, T?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I'm you know what, Arsenal, we've signed a player as well, but we're not here for that. We're not here for that, are we?
You can talk about that.
Not yet. Lokonga, come on, talk to us about Lokonga.
I'm happy with this signing, for Palace, because for Lokonga, for the point he's at in his career, and there's no better place for him to go than Crystal Palace in the situation that you're in, with the manager that you've got, the team that you're trying to build. This is a good environment for Sambi Lokonga to really develop and be a man and become a Premier League player if he is going to become that.
Definitely, because I've seen that some criticisms of him is mostly the fact that he's pretty dodgy out of position when it's out of possession. However, Arsenal fans have said that when you're in possession and he's got the ball, there's nothing wrong with him at all. And I think that with that sort of player, he'd thrive with us, because, put it this way, Doucouré has been sweeping up all on his own defensively. So literally all Doucouré needs is someone next to him that can pass. And from what I'm hearing and seeing, that's exactly what Sambi can do.
Yeah, exactly that. And that is it, because the issue with Sambi Lokonga is we was playing him to be our Partey replacement. So effectively, our Partey is your Doucouré. He's not going to do what Doucouré does. That's not his game. He's someone who is a number 8 that can play in the number 6, but will need a more physical defensive midfielder next to him. And the best that we saw of Sambi Lokonga in an Arsenal shirt was when he had Thomas Partey next to him. And of course, Thomas Partey's got the quality, but I think it's mainly to do with the player profile. And Doucouré is perfect for him. And in this Palace side, because I've been watching Palace a lot, because of you, my brothers, right here. This season, and what you have struggled, and so that what you've missed is that ball progression through that second third of the pitch, in particular in that deeper area. And that's what Sambi Lokonga thrives in. He can carry the ball. He's someone who's got the drive, and he's got the confidence when he's in form to drive with the ball and beat the press. He's quite press resistant, which is why Arsenal signed him. And the question about what Arsenal fans are saying is about his mentality. The brother's he's been a captain, right? At Anderlecht under Vincent Kompany, one of the best captains in the Premier League that we've seen. So Sambi Lokonga, he will come in, and I think that he will have an instant impact. And it's going to be interesting to see who you're going to play with, him or Ahamada.
I don't think there's gonna be a question about it at all, because I think that because of Wilf's injury, all we're going to do is shove Eze out left and play all 3 of them in midfield.
I think that works.
It's going to be a very nice team, if I'm honest. I think it will probably be, instead, it'll probably be a 6 and 2 8s then. But the 2 8s are class, though, because I've done further research into Ahamada. And in my opinion, that guy would work as a 10 as well. I'm not going to lie to you. He's gas. He's quick. He's got tech. I think he's like Elise. He's only right-footed. But Elise is so left-footed. He's only right-footed, which could be maybe an issue if you're in the middle of the park, because I think to play midfield you need to be both-footed to some degree. But just seeing how this guy runs with the ball is giving me a lot of confidence. He looks more comfortable on the ball than Gallagher did last season.
Definitely. And that's what I'd say with Lokonga as well. He's someone who is confident on the ball. And the area that I would also say, which I'm happy to see as an Arsenal fan, is his physicality is going to be an area that I think he's going to develop as well in that midfield. And with Ahamada, the size of him, and Doucouré, from what I've seen from him, he's got the perfect foil for that and the perfect environment for him to develop in that area under a manager who he'll look up to and he'll be inspired by. Do you know what I mean? In Patrick Vieira, and that's in terms of how Palace are building. And this is me with thinking about Lokonga, and I'm thinking about if he was to come back to Arsenal. But guys, because of Arsenal's situation and the players that we're interested in the summer, if he does a good job and you're willing to pay a decent money, we're not going to ask for ridiculous money. We're not Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? We're Conor Gallagher. We would be willing to sell, because Arsenal, our issue has been selling players. And if let's say Lokonga had a flying time and he done really well and you wanted to keep him on a permanent, 30 million, that's the money that would be looking in and around 30 to 25 and possibly break even if he was a decent player and whatnot. So there is a possibility. I know there's no option in there, but with how Arsenal and the area that we're looking to develop in midfield, you know, with Caicedo, who we're looking to take in the summer, another reason for Palace fans to be happy about taking one of their star players. And then you've also got Arsenal looking for Declan Rice too. So there is an opportunity, if he does succeed, that there's a realistic opportunity that you could get him on a permanent as well.
How much did you pay for Sambi Lokonga?
20 million.
And I think that the issue that we're going to see here is that we're not going to pay that, even if he is great, like what Gallagher was for us. Let's say he does that in 6 months. I don't think that we would even fork out that kind of money for one player, because obviously we're a team that's nowhere up the table. We've got rich owners, but they don't want to put any money in. So we've got to be very strategic with how we buy. Like, we'd probably be looking at more signers like Ahamada, like that £10 million. That's probably about the same, about the area of price that we'd go for a player. I don't think we'd spend 20, 25 million on one player alone, unless Lokonga's like the next Patrick Vieira. But if that's the case, then Arsenal want him back. So obviously loans are bittersweet. You get a great player to strengthen your first team, but you're going to be left with a hole in summer in your team.
Yeah, I understand that. And what about you, Nicky? Like, because what you think? You're the stats man at the place, and if you have a look at his stats, his progressive passing, that's the area that he really thrives in. And do you think that's what you guys need as well?
I am happy with bringing him in. We do need midfielders, and with how you described him, Tariq, it certainly seems that he will fit into Vieira's system really, really well. We needed someone who can help Doucouré. Lokonga, I think, is it. Steve Parish also said that he was pretty much on the wish list. He's been on our radar for several years since his emergence at Anderlecht, and we very much look forward to his contribution as we push to climb the table. Yeah, perfect signing. The only way is up, clearly, for him, and hopefully, if he does a good job when he returns to Arsenal, maybe he does well at the Emirates in red and white. But for now, he's in red and blue. He looks good in red and blue as well. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Definitely. Rich, what are we thinking about? You're muted right away.
I always do that. Just quickly before you answer that question, it may have implications on us, not saying guaranteed, but Enzo Fernandez has officially signed for Chelsea, which leaves the Conor Gallagher situation very interesting, by the way. But we ain't spending 40 mil.
I'll tell you what, yeah, if we go from having no midfielders to getting Gallagher, Ahamada and Lokonga all in one January, I'm going to be pissed. The thing is, I can see it happening. That's the problem. I can actually see it happening.
Yeah, it'll be nuts. I think we'll end up giving ourselves a massive. Vieira will have a headache. You know, he'll have a massive headache. I guess the only thing that we could say is Ahamada, maybe we can give him a bit of time to bed in and stuff.
Yeah,
Lokonga, not so much.
Yeah, because Ahamada is only 20. I think he's really young.
And the thing is, what also helps is Lokonga is a left-sided number 8 as well. That's when Arteta, because initially when he first came in, he was playing in a 6, like in a double pivot, you know, similar to what Casemiro and Eriksen are doing. And he was kind of doing like the Eriksen role. But in pre-season, Arteta played a 4-3-3, you know, with Partey sitting at the base by himself and then having Xhaka and Odegaard, which you've seen this season. And he was kind of playing where that Xhaka role was. And in pre-season, he scored against Chelsea. He scored 2 goals in 3 games. He's got that knack to make those late runs into the box as well, which, you know, that's something that you've obviously missed since Conor Gallagher, that he brought the energy and he also brought that goal factor. And I do think that Arsenal fans, we will see, and I think this could be a possibility that he could become a goal-scoring midfielder as well and making those late runs into the box, because he is an intelligent footballer. Like, no doubt about that on the ball. You don't play for Belgium. He's a Belgian international, guys. And you know, Belgium, because what we saw they did in the World Cup, but with the midfielders that they've had, you know, the likes of Tielemans and whatnot, they've got some good players in there. So I think that you could even see another element of Sambi Lokonga that we haven't quite seen at Arsenal yet at Crystal Palace.
Well, with you saying that he's very left-sided, number 8, that sort of perfectly complements Ahamada because he's very right-sided, as I alluded to earlier, him being completely right-footed. And then with Decore just sweeping up everything, that's going to be an extremely well-balanced midfield. And when Zaha comes back, I reckon Vieira's got a pretty bad headache. What do you do with Eze then, if this works out?
Can I say I'm not mad at having this sort of problem because we've always looked at our bench and been like, who on earth are we bringing on? You know, so imagine, let's just hypothetically say Eze has to start on the bench now. It's a great player to bring on, and as he did against I believe it's United, he was brilliant when he came on.
Oh yeah,
you know, for the last like 20 minutes or so. So look, I don't want us to become, hopefully we're not going to be fans that are like, oh my gosh, why are there better players on the bench? This is what we need. We need competition for places if we're going to build as a club. We need rotation because we've had to play the same players over and over and over again. Don't get me wrong, PV's made some selection choices which we haven't agreed with, but we've been so thin as a squad, you know. So now we've got a bigger squad. I'm happy.
Yeah. And also what it gives you is that tactical flexibility as well, guys. So depending on what game you're playing in, if you're going away at Old Trafford like you are coming up soon, you may want to go for a bit more of a free midfield that can give you both going each way, and in that sense, and give you that a little bit more physicality and defensive stability. But then if you need to go for it, you can change to a 4-2-3-1, which Patrick Vieira's played at points, and have Eze in at the 10 and take one of those midfielders out. And with Lokonga, because it's a loan, like you're not actually worried about upsetting him as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's not a player that gotta make sure he's getting enough playing time and that, because he could be dispensable if you need to, if there was a situation that you need to take him out.
Yeah, but obviously, as we all know, whenever we get a midfielder, we always seem to make him into a well beater, and I think. As the saying goes, don't fall in love with a lone player.
Yeah.
Boys, do we think we're going to fall in love with Lokonga? Because I think so, unfortunately. I can see
we never learn a lesson.
No.
Put it this way, if he bags a hattie against our friends on the South Coast, is wrote off already. There's no hope he won't be taken in. But I mean, look, to be fair,
if he scores a hat-trick against them guys, we're going to buy him for 40 million. Just on that game.
No, but you see what I'm saying? Because it's not the first time.
Ooh. Ooh.
No.
It's not the first time, what, Nate?
Oh, no.
Well, my Wi-Fi cut out. I was saying Ashley Cole was the first time that happened to us. Because he was on loan from Arsenal back in the day.
He was. Just want to cut in there, guys. Not necessarily Palace news. Keylor Navas is a Nottingham Forest player. That's crazy. Wow. This is insane.
Wow. But yeah, Alpha makes some good points though in the comments though about like if you will spend it if you feel like you will make that risk. I know you haven't done it often, but with Ebbs and Mark Gay, you have made that investment, and I think Arsenal's price would be fairer because one, Sambi Lokonga's not English, and two, we kind of know the position that Lokonga's in. Like he needs that development and he needs game time. Whereas because Conor Gallagher's English, that English tax has a good season. That's already 20 mil on top of already what his market value is.
Basically, yeah. I think that Arsenal would also be smart in the deal as well. They probably add a buyback clause for what we paid for him as well. Yeah. So if we do buy him, there's still like a discounted price on the table for you guys to get him back.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point. And Arsenal, we have been a bit more clever with our strategy. And if you was to buy him and then say, for example, like you pay 30 million and then we put like a 50 million buyback clause in there, if you're laughing at the end of the day because he'll take you up to a next level, you'll make profit and then you'll be able to reinvest that elsewhere in other parts of your squad and whatnot. And that's really looking long term into it. But I think we'll have a good relationship in that sense as well.
Definitely. Let's go through some comments because they've been flying in today. Sambi and Ahamada. Yep. Special attention. Doherty to Atletico. This was a funny comment. We was laughing about this backstage. Ghanaian to Southampton, Sulemana.
Yeah.
I had to put this one in the group chat because I've been eyeing up this guy for a long time and these boys know about it. But to see him going to Southampton for like £22 million, I know the add-ons I think are £8 million, but I think that's a stay. I think that's like a stay up and get a certain amount of goals and appearances. But he is very injury prone, so I think that he might not get the actual appearance bonus. But yeah, this guy's a baller, and I tell you what, if they go down this season, boy, he is the Wilf replacement. I'm telling you that now. He is a baller. Big ups. Yes. Joining Salisu, Ariba, I think Bazuni's Nigerian as well. Maybe Adozi. Yeah,
no, Bazunu's an Irish international. He can't switch in allegiance.
Oh, yeah. You can't do a Jack Grealish and Declan Rice, can you?
Well, I said Southampton are building a good team with some good African players down there, man. That sounds similar to what we used to be doing a few years ago. Southampton and Bournemouth are doing a madness because Bournemouth, they obviously pipped us to Semenyo. I think they got Otara as well. I think they're looking to sign a right back from Roma today for £30 million. Like, mad. But Everton, they're struggling, man. They haven't got I still think, they haven't got a single in, but they've got 8 outs. No ins, but 8 outs.
Listen,
I reckon they get
money for Mateta, so we should be jumping at that and shipping him off to them.
Pretty
Sorry,
much.
he's your guy, but 20 million for Mateta, take it and run.
Yeah, if they're paying 20 mils for Mateta,
take him.
Boy, I've seen other stuff. You know that Dembele from Lyon?
Yeah.
They're trying to flog him for £3 million. I don't know why we're not all over that. Because he nearly went to Chelsea for 42 years ago.
Hasn't he already gone? I'm pretty sure I see something he was gone already.
No, he's still at Lyon. And obviously that Texter connection as well.
Yeah, wasn't it Villa that wanted him?
I can't remember, but I know I think he's still there.
Same with Hassan Aouar as well.
Yeah, Aouar's not getting no
still
game
at Lyon,
time.
yeah.
They're both free transfers at the end of the season, if memory serves me right too.
Exactly. That's probably why Dembele would cost so little right now. Big ups. Enzo deal done. Newcastle winners.
Yeah, Newcastle are through to the League Cup final.
Yeah. Listen, we're going to turn Lokonga into a world beater, trust me. Lokonga will be better than Gallagher, James says.
Ooh.
This is a good topic. I reckon he won't have the goals that Gallagher had, but I reckon that we know Gallagher's passing was crap at the same time. So I reckon it's going to be passing versus goals. And right now, I think this team needs goals, but I think the passing would help lead up to more chances and make more goals.
Yeah, and our ability to be able to press, because I mean, we haven't pressed. When we pressed, we did against Villa. We pressed really well, Villa at home, but we haven't done it often. And now we've got a lot more dynamic midfield. You know, I do feel a little bit for Will Hughes because he's literally dropped down the pecking order.
I mean, I think the only time I've seen us press properly was the second half against Wolves and the Villa game. Other than that, we've looked good in patches, and it's like, are we going to press it all, or are we just going to not turn the iron on? What's going on?
It's just Palace, isn't it?
Yeah. And
No,
and
there's
that
just hints of Roy Ball still in the team, and it's just like, I thought we got rid of this.
yeah.
Hey,
And
big up Thunder Road with the lyrics.
That's making
Big
more
up.
songs.
Hey, but that midfield as well, that's also Premier League midfield though, lads. Like, they've got the ability technically, but you know, in this league, it's about the physicality as well. Like, the reason Newcastle are doing what they're doing is because they've got that physicality in that midfield. You know, you're looking at a Sean Longstaff in there, and Ahamada and Lokonga. Like Lokonga and Gallagher are different because, as I said, like Lokonga will do it better in deeper areas and progress the ball up quicker for you guys. Whereas Gallagher, he was that, you know, late runs into the box. He'd give you the energy in midfield. But yeah, man, I think technically I think he'll probably actually suit your style more. And because it's all about getting the ball to your creative players, your Eze's, your Elise's, when Zaha's back as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say that with Lokonga, he can actually play the 6th role. Gallagher could never really play the 6th role.
Yeah.
So if we've got Decore and Lokonga both playing that 6th role, Eze literally has the complete free roam of the pitch, doesn't he? And that's where he does his best work.
Yeah.
That's what we need, because bear in mind, we've had to force Eze to play more or less as a hybrid between a 10 and a 6, because MacArthur's been injured. He's now back in training. That's a new signing, if you want to believe certain quads on Palace Twitter. I was like, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I love Maka, don't get me wrong. He's been with us for a long time, but it's like, no, it's not a new signing. But hopefully, Lokonga does really well. I mean, Ahamada's more one for the future, you know, but
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
even
look,
on that, Nate, though, like just going on that whole Eze thing, now that he could potentially be playing on the left for like 6 weeks, because we've got a better midfield shape, I don't think he even needs to worry about defending.
No, he doesn't. Zaha doesn't really worry about it that much anymore.
Let him just drift into those half spaces, into those pockets, and just focus on being effective in the final third.
well, with Tyreek at left back, we don't have to worry too much about defending because he can defend. It's not like Patrick Van Aanholt where he was halfway up the pitch. But it's our right-hand side that we still need some serious work done on it. But we can do that in the summer because, you know, as JC said, Sasha Bowie would have been a fantastic addition in January, but I was looking at it going, this ain't the window for that kind of signing. You need that kind of signing in the summer where we'll have space in the squad, because I don't see us offering Ward and Klein new deals, although Sentimental FC might hit us again. It's like, why? Like, these guys have come and gone. It's over. You know, Ward's got his testimonial this year, and then just like, you know, let him go Pompey or something like that. Let him see out his career. But we made signings. Has the fan base stopped crying now? Hey, Palace has gone into full-blown meltdown. I was like, did they realize that we're not in a relegation battle?
I see. I get
We're
you,
10
man.
points better off than we were this time the last season.
Yeah.
I just wanted to.
Go on, T.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that as well. You know, that Tyrone Mitchell point you said there, Nate. Like, what we know, the strengths and the weaknesses of Tyrone Mitchell, we know it. Defensively, he's going to lock you. He's going to lock off whoever he's up against 1v1. And on the ball, maybe he's a little bit. That's where he still needs area development. But because Lokonga's there on that side, it takes a little bit of that responsibility away. Because when you got Jeff Schlupp there, he's not also very good on the ball either, which is which
T, no word of a lie. Yeah. When I was watching we were doing the watch on for the Chelsea game, and I was saying to Dan, I was like, Schlupp's literally standing on top of Mitchell, like, and Gallagher just kept picking up that space time and time again. I'm like, what are you doing? You're too far out wide. And then if he's not there, then he's standing next to Gay at centre back. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
Exactly that there. And that's in and out of possession. Like, that's the problem that he will give you in Jeff Schlupp. Whereas Lokonga, he'd take it off of him, just play the simple ball. I'll play the switch out to the right to find Elise. Oh man, I'm actually really looking forward to watching Palace now. And I know it's a shame that Zaha's injured because, you know, he gives you that other X factor on there. But I think you might even be, at this moment, you lose a little bit of that quality, but might be a more well-balanced side in the short term as well.
Definitely.
And T, feel free to have a recorded stream every week or so, Lone Watch, and you can do a comment on our
exactly Lone Watch. Yeah. I'm like, you man, it's roles reversed this time. You man, talk to me about Lokonga. How's he done?
But yeah, I was seeing a lot of people on Palace Twitter today saying that about the manner in which Palace make signings. It's you're on lunch break and you found out you got homework due next period. So you know exactly when you're doing your homework. You're doing it right now, right before maths in like period 6. That's when you're doing
it's
your
double
homework.
maths. I better get it done now.
Exactly. I know that feeling. I was that guy at school.
The funny thing is, this time last year, Mateta was announced late, as was planned. So I was thinking they're going to do it late, they're going to do it late tonight. They're not going to do it when everybody's at work and everybody gets that lift of we've made a signing. No, you'll go home and you'll be half asleep. Be like, wait, what? Oh, we've signed someone. Okay, cool. Back asleep.
Well, yeah, I remember a few years ago going to sleep, thinking, we ain't made no signings, we needed a striker, and then waking up and we got Michy Batshuayi alone. I'm thinking, what? What's happened?
Yeah, can we not mention the Batshuayi loans? I'm still not over some.
No. I'm talking about his first loan, not the second one.
Oh, okay. Because the second loan spell, I was just like, why are we making the same mistake twice? Did we not learn the first time?
Definitely. This guy's saying you can take Antonio coming from a West Ham fan.
That's only because he's scared that Antonio will help us win the game again.
Of course. James ain't taking what you said about his goat, clearly. We spent 25 on Czech. So, yeah, you've got a point. If Lokonga's good enough, we'll pay the money. But it'll have to be in the summer.
And with add-ons and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It'll be like... It'll be like 14 with add-ons and then a buyback clause and then maybe a sell-on clause. It'll just have loads of stuff in it.
He's got to sell 7,000 parish points with hot dogs and streamers and everything else outside the Sellers Park club shop.
I do just want to highlight that last comment about Matt Doherty. He's gone to Atletico. So apparently the going rumour is that the higher-ups at Spurs had forgot that they had a loan limit. So they actually had to cancel his contract so he could actually go to Atletico. So let's all laugh at Spurs. I know Tariq definitely is going to be laughing right now.
I saw him start smiling when you started speaking about it. He already knew what's happening.
I knew it. I saw it just before coming on it. I loved it. Look, because they've still got Emerson Royale there, so that's fine. We're all laughing.
Who Royale? Chicken Royale. Okay, cool.
No, but have they not? They've signed Porro now, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got Porro.
Yeah, Pedro Porro has joined.
Yeah, it's a shame we missed it on Jed Spence though.
Yeah,
that was strange to send him out to Ligue 1. I was thinking he would be perfect for us.
Yeah, but then you've got to factor in Daniel Levy's crazy taxes and wages and everything else with Tottenham. So, yeah, no, it's all right.
But also with Jed Spence, he's a proper wing back, isn't he? Like, he's not really a fullback in a back four.
Yeah,
I think he'd have to adapt a little bit to playing in a back four at Palace, whereas at Rennes, I think they play with a wing back system. So it just works better in the short term.
Definitely.
I will say this though: we didn't sign Fraser Campbell on deadline day again. There is a God.
Well, we talked about Lokonga. Let's talk about Ahamada. And
our new number 29.
Groove Ahamada.
I don't know. Do you guys want to kick it off, Nicky? Do you want to have a go?
Oh, his name?
No, not his name. He's already done it.
I watched that video. Have you seen that?
I was trying.
The player pronunciations, they released that just because I butchered his name in Transfer Weekly.
This is what
I'm telling
this
you.
proves my theory. Every single Premier League club has watched Transfer Weekly. Whenever JC is on Transfer Weekly,
yeah.
Everyone has just been like, okay, so he's
Have you seen Lewis O'Brien went to West Brom today?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Is it West Brom or Blackburn? Where did he go?
I think it was West
It
Brom.
might be Black. Oh, is it? I know Blackburn were rumoured.
Nottingham Forest.
So what are we saying? JC is off Fabrizio Romano now?
Yeah, Blackburn. Sorry.
No, JC, you might need to stop talking about players because they're going to other clubs.
I know you got Todd Burley listening to you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Top
then,
volley
and
just
then
be like,
I talked
"Oh,
about
yeah."
Jan Van Aert in the first episode. Man got a new contract. I talked about Haidara. Man got a new contract.
Talk about Ismail Assar. Watford had to reject bids for him today.
Yeah, Everton. Yeah.
Mate, I should
Ev-
quit Transfer Weekly. Nicky, you can do it from now on.
No, do you know what it is? Dougie's watching Transfer Weekly going, right, what's this wee shite saying now? And writing down everything you're saying and just following the transfer list from that.
Yeah. With was that 24 minutes until deadline? I think we should
Yes.
talk about Sean Derry stepping down. That came as a bit of a shock to me. What do you think?
Yeah.
No one talked about Ahamada.
We'll get back to it.
Yeah, we'll reload it. It came into my mind. I just saw a little news flash.
Put it this way, right, to quickly touch on Armada. We've actually got a midfielder that knows how to be a midfielder rather than play Jeffrey Schlupp out of position.
That's a good
So
point.
hopefully, like I said, the terrorism football is going to take a back seat for once.
Yeah, and I watched the game against Hoffenheim last week, and he
Assistant
made a bit of a
team.
defensive howler like for their first goal. Just he didn't clear it, but he actually admitted that that's the area of the game that he needs to improve in, which was good to hear. Got 2 assists, which shows that he could thread an eye on the needle pass and so on and so forth. And then he picked up 2 of the weirdest yellow cards. One was allegedly for dissent. Fair enough, cool. The second one, when he took the lead, he ran into the crowd and he was the one that scored. He got sent off.
I tell you what, at least there's passion there. At least.
Yeah. Hey, and I'm not sure if it's going to get any better with Vieira as his manager, because I can say he liked a red card when he was an Arsenal player.
Right.
If his aggression's already up, then Vieira's not going to help that, is he?
No.
Let's be real.
Although he does seem a lot calmer as a manager, I think, Vieira. Like he does.
Oh, no. You haven't seen him on a touchline. Man's digging out the fourth official big time.
If you've seen that clip of him when he was at Nice, he completely tore strips out of the team. I think they were like 1-0 down at half time. He was roasting every single one of them and saying, son of a beep, beep, beep. It was like, holy, I mean, we know Vieira's a winner, so he's not going to just be happy with that. But it's just like, yo, there's a team talk and then there's a team annihilation, PV. What the hell? But
and it's only half time.
Yeah, but to be fair with Roy, it just felt like, oh, well, we're just a defender, 1-0 defeat. Oh, give me a break.
All you have to do is pass to my Wilfred, and he will get us out of all the problems. I swear down, that's what it was like.
Give it to Wilf. Give it Wilf. Give it Wilf. Give it Wilf.
Definitely. But, Derry, Nate, what do you think's happened here?
Yeah, it's a weird one because he got promoted from 23's manager, which subsequently saw Paddy make the step up to 23s and Rob Quinn go to 18s. It's a weird one because part of me thinks, like you said, JC, maybe somebody has been brought in. Maybe he's been offered a different spot somewhere, either in the club or outside of the club. There's been nothing officially announced as of yet, so we don't know the full story of it. But if it is true that he's left, it's strange because Sean Derry is one of the last real links to what we used to be, from back to Hillsborough 2010 and even go back as far as the promotion in Cardiff in 2004. So having someone who's literally been with us when we were at our worst point and help to coach a new generation at Palace's academy and now the first team, it's going to be a weird loss if it is true that he's gone, because I think Derry had the makings of maybe stepping up to becoming a manager at some point with the football club if he proved himself at a higher level. But we'll never know now. But look, if he has gone there, I wish him all the best because look, he's a legend, you know. Sean Derry, more faithful than John Terry.
100%. With 20 minutes left to go, we've talked about the people we've signed. Let's talk about the people we've loaned out. So first is Killian Phillips to Shrewsbury, which happened a while ago, actually. And he's been playing pretty well. He's starting a few games. I think he's got an assist and a goal already, doesn't he? And he's still in January.
Yeah, he's there. He's down there with Rob Street. So it's him and Rob Street at Shrewsbury.
I think it's a good loan for him. You know, just getting any sort of game time, no matter what league it is. Men's football is different to the youth football, so he's going to come back.
I want to see him in our team next season, not as a starting player, but someone to come off the bench, because we won't know if these kids are good enough if we don't give him a fair shout next season. But for now, I think Shrewsbury's the perfect team for him down in League One. He's got a scrap for everything down there. Or is it League Two, actually? It's League One. Could be wrong.
It's League One.
League One.
Not too far from me as well, that Shrewsbury. It's just not too far. So I can check up on him if you want, guys. Give you there.
That's what I was going to say. Go say hello to him for us.
Exactly. He's a big central midfielder, isn't he? So
he's a big unit. Yeah, he's a big unit. But he's some Dublin accent on him. My God in heaven. It was so funny hearing him talk when he played Liverpool in pre-season. I'm like, you can tell he's from Kilbarrack. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
a strong one.
Who else? Jack Butland. That was a bit of a strange one when it happened, wasn't it?
I mean, yes, because I would have expected maybe Whitworth to go out on loan, being a young academy goalkeeper, but Butland wasn't really getting minutes. I think Sam Johnston's kind of taken over from him. So if he's not getting minutes with us, may as well loan him out to Man United, and maybe he'll have a couple of Hennessy-esque fumbles, because please God, that would be hilarious.
Well, he done it against Millwall, didn't he? So
we don't talk about that fumble against Millwall, because to be fair to him, he saved us in that game. I am willing to admit that. Like, he pulled off a couple of good saves in the second half, but yeah, we don't talk about that first half fumble against that lot up the road. We don't talk about
very ironic. Malcolm Ebue goes to Hull. Next day, Zaha gets injured.
Oh no.
It's not Palace if it isn't tragic, is it?
Not really.
I just wanted to shout out Bick, and I think that's a perfect time that he's jumped in as a Man United fan. Was you happy with the Butland signing?
It really doesn't make a difference now, does it? It's just a squad thing. We let go of Dubravka, who's having a couple of disaster class in cup competition, so it really didn't matter. But I mean, Jack Butland will come in because we're fighting on four fronts, which is, as a United fan, it's crazy just how Ten Hag has really implemented his strategy and how he's impacted the club. And
I don't. To be honest, I think we're just seeing it out for the rest of the year. We need reinforcements, and fortunately, I didn't contract yet. So in case anything happens to him, we can say that we have someone on top of Tom Heaton. But I don't feel too negative about it or too positive about it. It's very neutral.
Big up Roland for the £2 super chat. Who's been the signing of the window? That's a tough one. Because I think for me personally, when you say signing of the window, I'm looking for value for money as well. So that Mudrik's out the window straight away.
Yeah.
Trossard?
Straight away.
I was going to say Trossard, to be fair. I think since he's gone Arsenal, he's actually looked like he's leveled up a bit. But Trossard,
Yeah,
I'm having a look through it. I think
purely for banter, because the amount of hype they gave an ex-Burnley striker, I'm saying Weghorst for lols, because I'm like, how do you get Burnley striker? What is going on? These men are celebrating the Dutch Conor Wickham. Am I living life now? What's going on?
I tell you one that's
Mate,
definitely
Mate, you couldn't have waited till after Saturday to make that statement.
Yeah, you've gone and jinxed it now.
You know what's happening now? Weghorst
finished.
header back post 1-0.
Weghorst masterclass.
We're finished now.
Sticky one.
Well, you say that, but what if he has a hamstring injury in training? You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Can I throw a late contender for signing of the window?
What's that?
Sabitzer going to United.
That's a good one.
He's a quality player, you know. And obviously, with them losing Ericsson, I think he's out until May, from what I've been reading.
Yeah,
He
he's
is
out
out
to
for a
May.
long time.
Yeah.
Nice. Listen, I'm just hoping that the work permit or whatever it is don't go through because he's a baller.
No, really
Yo,
does.
Brexit papers. Take your time on this one.
Just take your time.
I've got two honourable
Fax machine
mentions, but I
2.0.
don't think they're good enough to take the top spot. I think Orsic to Southampton is a big one, which sort of flew under the radar a little bit. And I also think Pablo Sarabia to Wolves for £3 million. That's a hell of a deal.
That was the one I was looking at myself as well, JC.
That was a hell of a deal. But yeah, he looks like a Wolves signing as well to me. Cody Gakpo's had a
Portuguese, so he can't be a Wolves signing.
Gakpo's had a shocker.
Gakpo,
38 mil.
Right. River Plate are going to receive 41 million euros.
That's right. Their previous record for receiving a transfer, I think, was 35 million. So
That's
good for them.
mad.
So they've just got their record in coming in without even having the player. That's mad.
Yeah, without even having to do anything. Just like, here you go. Here's a couple million.
No, that's Chelsea for you. What's that? You want us to oversaturate the transfer market again? Here you go. We've never even heard of.
Wow. That they signed for 10 mil. 10 mil. In just not even 6 months ago, they signed him for 10 mil. Because he was linked with Wolves as well, Enzo Fernandez, and boy, the Wolves would have been laughing if they'd had him.
Well, we were actually had like very loose links to him when he was just starting out the season. So like in the summer.
There you go.
And I tell you what, Brighton pulled out a masterclass putting McAllister on a new deal before the World Cup as well.
Don't worry. All it takes is Chelsea to snap him up in the summer, and you know what I'm saying? That scouting network's going to shrink for Brighton. Because remember, happened with Southampton. They could replace Lovren, Lallana, Lambert, Klein for a while, and then all of a sudden they were signing Stephen Davis and these men. It's like, oh, that's a bit of a drop-off.
Yeah. You know, just on the Sabitzer thing, I understand what you're saying, Rich, in terms of the player's quality, because like, and we was talking about this with Roland earlier, like what they're getting from the player profile is probably more than Eriksen in that position. I don't think he's better in terms of the quality at the end of it, but he's got more to his game in that deeper role, which Eriksen's been playing. But my only fear is this. You know, when you look at Saul Niguez, right, when he first came to Chelsea, and he had the whole big reputation following him as well, and quite fell out of favour at Atletico Madrid. And when you sign a player that's not playing, it can get a bit sticky at points. So it's going to be a big one. It's all about how he starts, really.
Yeah, I heard we were. Oh, sorry, mate. I heard we were going for Gravenberch, and Byron said he's not available, so we went for Sabitzer instead. But I do see your point. Saul was a very underwhelming loan signing for Chelsea. I don't even remember him having any sort of impact. I think he maybe had one goal throughout his time in London, but I don't know. Sabitzer just looks like not necessarily a panic buy because it's only a loan, but the fact that he does love the club. We played Leipzig a couple years back in the Champions League. He said he respects United and the history. But he's industrial. He does have a finishing touch to him as well. And I mean, with him being, I would say Saul was a bit more of a high key player, being that he played for Atletico for all these years, and Leipzig just came from, or Sabitzer just came from Leipzig maybe a season or two ago. But I mean, ultimately, I think we needed reinforcement. Eriksen being out for until May, that's a huge loss. I mean, this is a player that Ten Hag started in many, many games. And mind you, he's not even prime Eriksen. He's not even Spurs Eriksen anymore. So I feel like Ten Hag didn't want to see McTominay ball anymore, and he had to pick, some kind of, last second signing to, alleviate the pain that obviously all our fans are feeling. But not only with him, but like you mentioned, Weghorst, I wouldn't. I hope he's not the Dutch Connor Wickham. I hope he actually, gets some balls on the board for us. But
after Saturday,
the fact that
after Saturday, no problem. My man needs to be hitting the crossbar, the post, and the tea lady in the Stretford end. Just saying.
Yeah, but I mean,
Pedro Porro's not
right.
yet been announced.
You still got 9 minutes.
Oh,
I
Hey,
think
yo, if it reaches 11 o'clock and it ain't announced, wait for the Expressions meltdown on his channel.
don't worry. I bet he'll go live exactly when it hits 11.
Also,
I think-
just
Oh god.
we did have another player go out on loan. David Boateng out to Dover Athletic, and Luke Plange off to Lincoln
Yeah.
City, which makes no sense.
Yeah,
He
I
wasn't.
think
He weren't getting no game time at Molenbeek, so he had to move.
Yeah, but surely find a championship side.
Although apparently, Bristol City were trying to snap Jake O'Brien off us. I'm like, yeah, nah, big man, we might need him next season.
You know what? Seeing that happen, we should have maybe sent him there on loan to maybe get the Semenyo deal down a bit of cash.
Well, Phil Alexander's the CEO over there, so I'm thinking, yo, Phil, what's going on? You left Palace and you're trying to raid us, big man. What's going on?
But I think going back to Roland's comment, I'm stuck between Tete to Leicester and Weston McKennie.
Dude, Tete's
Damn
a
it.
very good player, by the way.
Damn it,
Yeah.
you beat me to it. Yeah, I'm going to say Weston McKennie.
Well, we
I'm
need to
going
see how he
Tete.
gets on in a lead shirt before you really put McKennie in there. I know for the name itself, it's a good signing, but Trossard, since he's been at Arsenal, you're seeing what our friends on the South Coast seen a while back. A player that is dynamic and goes forward and makes and creates chances and can score a couple of goals. We certainly know we can score goals because he's done it a few times against us, but this is
There we
one of the
go.
few January windows where there's actually been a number of contenders for signing of the window, but dud of the window is Everton. I mean, if they're offering us 20 million for Mateta, yo, take it and run. Go, take that and run with it.
No, this is it.
Pedro Porro has just been announced.
Oh, look. He spoke about
there
it,
we go.
and then it happened.
No
T,
meltdown.
That's
quick
visionary.
question.
Yep.
Jorginho, thoughts on that signing?
You see, it's a bit similar to what Bick is saying, really. Like, and given the situation that we're in, of course, we couldn't take another one of your friends at the South Coast because they were reluctant to sell. I think it's a good.
You have our blessing to fleece them for every good player they have.
We'll try in the
I
summer.
can't believe they did. Was it 75 plus 5? And they didn't accept it.
Well, we didn't actually put in a third bid in the end. We put a second. Well, the second bid was 70. So it was 65 plus
They
5.
signed him for 5 million.
I know, but if they actually want to try and finish in Europe. They said that's what they're saying. And
Which is fair enough. But what if they don't play him for the rest of the season? His valuation will just drop.
yeah, I think they're confident that they will once the window's shut.
He's too important to them to not play him, though. That's the thing, Rich.
Yeah, I think they're confident that they will be able to, get him on a contract, on a release clause of 55, 60 mil, and then
Plus,
you can.
see, I'll admit, I think they're a bit salty about the Ben White thing because they weren't happy when you signed him from them. So they might be thinking, this lot again? Can they just leave us alone? It's like Southampton and Liverpool. They're like, oh, seriously, this is getting annoying now.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they gave us Trossard as well. They didn't need to, but
Like I said, that's two, and then you're looking for a third. They're like, no, come on, we're not Southampton over here, for God's sake. I know we're on the South Coast, but we're not like Southampton. I wish they would. It'd be kind of nice watching them get fleeced every year.
yeah, exactly. It's the middle of the season as well, so I understand why they're not doing it. And given the situation, he's an upgrade on Mohamed El Nene, and in terms of what in the position that we'd want to play, he's an upgrade on Sambi Lokonga as well, because his defensive statistics aren't actually as bad as what people make out, because people think, in the transition, Jorginho's awful, he's shocking. Whereas if you have a look at him, when the statistics say he's one of the best in the league, in fact, and he's actually better than Partey in tackles and interceptions, which it's crazy because of how much we rate him as well this season. So I think he's a good backup. He's not ideal. Of course, Caicedo is a level raiser as well. He's someone that I think he's going to be the next Kante and might even be better than him because of his all-round game. And that's high praise right there. But for the short term, in what we're trying to do, I think it's fine. I think we'll if he has a Premier League medal at the end of the season, no one's saying anything then. But if he doesn't, then a lot will be said.
5 minutes to go, guys. 5 minutes.
Yeah. This comment here from from Chris is funny. Giroud's still laughing about Everton winning them. They really are pulling at all the straws possible, trying to get
They are.
absolutely anyone through the door.
Yeah.
I bet you they're going to pay
they're
stupid
taking a
amounts
pick.
of money just to get the wages. If you sign for them now, it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I think they'll
Like
just
I
write a
said,
blank
they're
check,
willing
like,
to
put a
give
number
us
down.
crackhead money from Mateta. So, you know what I mean? It's quite clear they're desperate because I'm thinking 20 million from Mateta. What is this? What?
Exactly. But guys, I got to run off anyways, man. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks
Thanks
very
for
much,
having
Dave.
me
Yeah,
on.
big up, T. Big
Thanks
up.
for
Good to see
Lokonga.
you.
Big up yourself.
Oh,
Hey, no
before you
worries.
go,
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
shout
Do
out
yourself.
to the channel.
Hey, big up the Eagle Eye family over here, and big up my brother Bick in here too. Really appreciate it. And guys, in the chat, you can come find me at Tariq Talks. We'll be doing a Premier League preview show on Thursday. You can find me and my bro-in-law Ed on there, and then me and Rich. We people at the streets are asking about life. The streets are asking, but me and Rich have already spoke about it. So stay tuned. You'll get to see a lot of Rich, JC, Nicky, and Nate and Bick on there as well. So really appreciate you all, and make sure you look after Lokonga, okay? Look after him. Hey, take care, guys.
Big up, bro.
Big up.
Take care, bro.
There is still on the Nottingham Forest side. There is still nothing on Shelby and Navas.
No, Navas is done.
Navas is.
Yeah,
Yeah, Nevis is done.
Navas is done.
Yeah,
Which
I'm
is crazy
starting to
because
think about
Henderson
the,
is only out for a couple of weeks.
mhm.
Yeah, he's now number 2.
Raw.
He's used to it. He's used to it. Come on. He's used to it now.
So now
Yeah,
That's why he went to
Navas
Nottingham.
and Wayne Hennessy at Forest. That is crazy.
Yeah, so Wayno went up there, and now he's third choice keeper already.
Yeah. And Henderson was talking all that smack, and now he's going to be Forest number 2.
He's been dreadful. I'd just like to say that I think that I'm a visionary out here, because the second that Arsenal said Casado, instantly, if Casado goes Arsenal, Southby on loan. See the date there, yeah? Visionary right there. But we'll talk about Michael Bridge, how he's saying there's another one still coming. It's very quiet, and we're getting very close to this window closing. I'm pretty sure it's got to be one of the kids now, surely.
Yeah, I would say it's a kid.
No, I think the 2 kid signings we've heard about are for the academy more so. They're definitely not for first team. So it could be a case of it's somebody that we've heard nothing about, because I think we did this a good few years ago. I think with AJ when he was at QPR, we had no links to him whatsoever, and out of nowhere, we tried to sign him the year before. It backfired, injuries, whatever. It's like, wait, what? We signed AJ? What? When did that happen? So, you know, I mean, I would love to see AJ regen back, but that's not going to happen.
This
And
is
don't
a
forget,
crazy stat right here, guys. Chelsea have spent in this month more than all 20 Premier League clubs did in January last year. The world's gone mad, guys. The world's gone mad.
Yeah, but listen, most of that was spent on wingers. I'm like, how many wingers do Chelsea need? Madueke and Mudryk.
Well, they just let Ziyech go, so I guess there's one spot, but I don't think they can register any of their new signings for Europe. I think they're locked in, or at least there's like 1 or 2 spots remaining for their European squads. And that's it, by the way. The window's now just closed.
Oh, Nicky's right. That's it. 11 o'clock on the dot. It's time to do a few more refreshes on the transfer on the Done Deals page on Sky Sports. So
Okay, but just to make people aware, deals can still be done if the club submitted a deal sheet.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
So most likely we'll wake up in the morning and we'll see a whole bunch more transfers.
breaking news. Crystal Palace has spent £600 million. Holy mother of God. Nobody told us this.
Breaking news, the mystery signing was Mbappe.
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Stop.
Shelby just got announced for Nottingham.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so the last few signings that are done is Poro is official, Shelby is official. Any other Premier League ones? I think Ziyech is going to PSG on loan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is. Yep, he's gone.
Giroud's turned down Everton. Keylor Navas. Hector Bellerin's just signed for Sporting.
Yeah.
Enzo Fernandez is £105 million.
Right.
Oh, Chelsea,
Hey, yo,
please
Nicky,
stay.
it's like
Chelsea are
it's like
mean.
Chelsea have just used the £1 billion option on FIFA and gone, yep, I'll have him for that much, I'll have him for that
Bro,
much. I'll have
no,
him for that
full
much.
on. I have been saying it in group chats,
Financial
at work,
takeover.
everything. Ted Bowley has just been like, all right, cool, financial takeover. Okay, cool, I'll take him. I can't get Mbappe. We'll get him next season. Take him. Bro, man's out here playing FIFA. No, this ain't FIFA, mate.
Oh, look at that. I've still got £500 million left. I'll just keep signing every player I want.
I'll just fill up the bench.
Apparently, also, this is just further on from the João Cancelo thing, which was a bit mad. Apparently, Bernardo Silva will be allowed to leave in the summer, so that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I've been hearing those rumors as well.
And
you know,
United,
Pep doesn't stand on ceremony. When he knows you're not what he wants, you're out. So
just
Well, he
sorry
done-
for the United crowd.
He done it for Cancelo, didn't he? He just got rid of him after one argument.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you don't need that. You don't want toxicity in your dressing room, because once it's in there, it's very, very hard to cut it out, because then, you don't need that, and you don't want that, especially in the position that Manchester City are in.
I mean, look,
United got their deal sheet.
Didn't he dash Yaya Toure from Barca with a massive argument? He was like, "No, listen, I don't need you in this team." And I'm like, "Man's dashing Yaya Toure willingly," and this was Yaya Toure at Barcelona. I'm like, "Wow." Obviously, Yaya was sensational at City, but that's what Pep does. He's not afraid to just dash you out if he doesn't like you. So it is what it is.
So
Sorry,
the Sabitzer deal sheet was filed before the deadline, so they have now 57 minutes to get it in, but it is on track to get done. Don't worry. It's happening.
But JC, Rich, Nicky, there's one deal we want to be done in the summer. Harrison Blitzer to Old Trafford on a permanent deal.
Oh, 100%.
No givebacks.
Definitely.
You can take them. You can take them and their 76ers and all these other teams. We don't want them at Sellers Park no more. We don't want Old Trafford.
Someone's on flight mode.
Who's flying a plane right now?
Helicopter.
Helicopter.
It's Pick. Yeah, Pick. It's Peak. It's Peak.
Is it better now?
No.
1 second.
I was like, what's going on here?
Hey, who's in a wind tunnel? But yeah, no, seriously. I mean, look, obviously it wasn't like.
Oh. Again.
He's had
Boys.
a double. He's got a brace. His Wi-Fi's got a brace, man. Look at him. Oh no! Look at him, freeze frame.
Oh, he's gone.
He did the smart thing.
Big man thing, yeah. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
Oh no!
Man's simping at me for no reason now. What's happening?
Oh dear.
Boys, is there
He'll be back
anything
in
you
a
want to
minute.
wrap up with? Wrap up this
We've
good
got
stream.
players.
We've got players.
That's about it, really.
We've gone from not having enough midfielders to having potentially too many when Zaha comes back.
We've gone from having a squad depth issue with a selection issue of like, oh my god, we have no one to play, to oh my god, we have too many to play.
It's a nice problem to have. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not sure I have this problem.
We've gone from the negative extreme to the positive extreme. I'm not going to complain. I'm happy with this.
Of course.
As long as Richards plays right back when Andu comes back, then yeah, I'm good.
Yes, that's a big one because we weren't even remotely linked with a proper right back in this January window. So hopefully it means that we're going to go decently big on a proper right back in the summer. I'm pretty sure all them rumours of in the summer Gallagher and Wan-Bissaka, I highly doubt that with how Wan-Bissaka's playing, and also with Gallagher's money. It's going to cost, 70 million to get both of those two players. Remember, we did a whole rebuild of 70 million pounds. There's no way we're going to spend that on two players.
No.
But, boys, I've enjoyed this. Deadline day has been eventful for once because the last 2 years, as Rich knows, there's been nothing happening and I've been here waffling for an hour. But today I'm not actually waffling. It's nice.
JC, for one, deadline day wasn't dead.
Oh, of course. But for once, Crystal Palace took the dead out of deadline day.
Hey, there it is.
This is a good question, though. It's a very good question. We don't
Why
know.
do we leave it to the last
We
day of
always
every
do.
year?
It's a Crystal Palace thing.
It's tradition.
Because genuinely, it's not healthy being a Palace fan. Everyone
It's
should
not.
realise this. Whenever they buy this shirt, whenever they put it on, they realise you will inherit nervous dispositions.
I'll do you one better. I cannot watch Palace sober. You can't. It's impossible. It's too stressful.
Break out the way, nephew. Palace are on.
Palace are on. It's time. But guys, I've enjoyed
Rich
this a
frozen?
lot.
Hang
No,
on.
he's just looking
I
at his
thought
phone.
he'd frozen. Damn.
Hey,
Part 2.
He needs to behave himself.
I was just gonna say, I was just gonna say that it looks like he's just brushed his hair back because he charged his Wi-Fi for a little while.
There it is.
I've just seen it.
He just brushed it forwards.
Nicky, well done. You've lasted the stream.
I know. I'm so happy for myself. I'm yeah. It looks like the curse has spread to the other brother this time, which is unfortunate. Usually his internet is actually spot on.
Yo, you know what happens when you talk mad about someone's Wi-Fi?
Oh, I know.
I'm just saying.
That's why I'm not using the Wi-Fi. I'm using my mobile signal.
Fair enough. Let's go around. Vic, shout yourself out, mate.
Nate has a look of wonder on his face right now.
Right. Yeah, thank you guys for having me. This was a great time. Make sure to follow us in Raw Football Talk. I actually have an episode with Roland coming up. It's part of our new Kids Story series where we showcase our favorite jerseys. Rich has also been on the show, so if you go on our YouTube channel, that's our latest video. And yeah, it's been a great stream, and I'll leave you guys off with the Rashford Sedley. So here we go.
Nate.
I can't speak, I'm in trouble. But seeing as Nicky found his balloon, I'll leave Nicky with his balloon today because, but no. Great window. We finally managed to get a couple of players in, and let's hope that we don't see Schlupp in midfield ever again.
Rich, you never shout yourself out because
Yeah,
it was your
this is
channel.
weird, like. Yeah, just continue
He doesn't know
to
what to
channel,
do.
guys, man. I actually don't know what to do and stuff. The Twitter @ is down there. I'm not going to point because I need to just put, the Twitter @ is.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh!
it's harder than it looks. It's harder than it looks.
Yeah, I've never had to do that.
I'm not gonna point, however. But yeah, you can follow. Please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. like all the videos. Shout out to JC for all of his hard work.
Yeah.
And to RHEA for everything this month has absolutely been hilarious to watch. It's always a delight. So yeah, a good window. We've got players. Oh my god, what is happening? It's the end days.
Oh, it's nice.
Blimey.
It's nice. It is. It's there. Just talk about what Big said earlier. Like I think I scratched my head earlier and I got a DM from Rashford. It's a bit mad at this point. I don't know why he's posting everyone on his story. But boys, I've enjoyed this January window. All this transfer talk's been good. Check out Transfer Weekly in the playlist. We'll probably put this in the playlist as well.
Best bits, please. Please.
Yeah, this is going to be in the playlist. We are out. What a window, what a deadline day.
Timestamp that, please.
After Palace. Eagles.
Oh my god.
You are a bully.